Today we're gonna learn about how to do hypers. Hypers are a good way to do transitions and actually make your movement more smooth, more interesting and unusual as well at times. You can hyper any movement. So you can hyper kicks, flips, cartwheels, anything. So I'll demonstrate. Let's say if you have a normal cartwheel like this, okay, that's a normal cartwheel. What you can do is you can make it more interesting. You could do cartwheel. Let's say if you're taking off with the right foot, make sure you land on the same foot, so so your left leg will start to hang about. Okay, so here's an example. Okay, I'll demonstrate again. Now, as you can see, that's a hyper because I did not land on the other leg, but I landed on the same leg that I started off, and that's what hyper is. Where you start off with the same leg and you end with the same leg for landing. So hypers, as you can see, can be interesting because from that you could go into swing throughs. You can go into swing through because you've got a swing through leg coming out. You can do a flip with it. You can do transitions. So today we're going to focus on creativity with hyper movements. So it's actually knowing that you can do certain moves, but you're just putting it into a combination using the hyper movements. So for example, I'm going to take a flip, and I'm going to take a transition. So let's start with the transition movement. So let's say if we have scoot. As you know, scoot looks like this. Okay? Now what we're going to do is hyper it. So let's make it a hyper scoot. So you're here. So you start with I'm going to start with my right leg, and I'm going to end on my right leg. Actually, that's a normal scoot again. Let me hyper it. Okay, so as you can see, I'll show you again. Sorry, my left leg is out, so my right leg is in. Left leg is out. I'm going to land on my left leg. Okay, so I'm going to start with my left leg, land on my left leg. That becomes a scoot hyper. Okay, this movement, now let's say if you have aerial on this side, you can use your creativity to make it into a combination. So you could probably do let's say scoot hyper aerial. Okay, yeah, so you can include hypers in your combination, which will make it look interesting. You could do a 3-part combination. You can add a kick into the transition and a flip. So you can do hook, okay, and go straight into it. So let's put it together. Hook. So that's a hook hyper scoot to aerial. So these is just about putting it into like a puzzles. Okay, the movements that you have, varying it, making it more interesting. Now I will show you an example with the highs. Let's say if you have highs like this. Okay, that's a normal touchdown highs. Now to make it more interesting, even if you haven't got the hypers help you to get used to it twisting. It helps you get used to it making other moves more interesting. There's a little bit of freestyle element to it. Okay, it can be a little bit unusual, but that's what makes it more interesting as well. So let's hyper it. So if I'm actually starting with my right leg, I'm going to end my highs like that, so then it comes up with a with the left, with the hyper, so it comes out like a kick coming out from my eyes. Okay, so here's an example. Touchdown highs hyper. So look like this. You see, I landed on this leg. Now because I've got this movement, I can go into any other moves that I have. If I flip on this side, because I ended up here with my hyper movement, I can go into aerial again from this side, B twist, whatever. Okay, so this tutorial is explaining on how you can use the hyper creativity in your sets, okay, to make it more interesting, your movement. You could do it with the kicks as well, with the hypers. So let's say you can do cheat 360 hyper. So that's a hyper movement where I'm landing on the same leg. Okay, so this sort of movement can allow you to do flips from it. So basically I can go here, kick, hyper, go into a backflip. So it's an example tutorial on how you can use hypers to do different combinations. I hope it helps on how to use hyper in your creativity in your movements. Thank you.